Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we ended up taking today inside the Discord, as well as game plan going into tomorrow. So today, this is what we looked like. Again, going into today, 30-minute was still crossed here on the put side, so market was still trending bearish. Doesn't mean you can't play longs, it's just that the overall bigger picture here is bearish since we're crossed here on the 30-minute on the 665 puts. Right off of open here, we ended up opening right down up in here. We had a little bit of a move lower off of open, and we got a nice pullback. I mean, this pullback on the contracts was pretty expected. If we look at the higher time frames here, I told you guys yesterday that we're probably going to get a move up into this daily 50 today and probably see some sort of bounce. Exactly what happened. We got to push right into it. Ended up getting a nice bounce today in the morning, and we got a nice pullback to this 30-minute 50 right here. So it's going to be very important to kind of see what happens from here. I mean, this daily chart is a very big 50. I mean, if we end up breaking over this and crossing, we're going to see a massive move lower. If we stay under this 50, then we'll probably see a bounce. But again, I'm just going to be using this 30-minute chart to kind of dictate what side I'm favoring on. I'm not going to be trying any longs off the higher time frames or anything like that. That's just not how it goes. So yeah, for like tomorrow, we're going to be focused on the short still. I mean, 30 minutes still cross, so we're going to have our trades on the table, our 5-minute put cross, our 10 SMA reclaim on puts, 50 dip on puts, maybe a negative cross on calls. Those are pretty much going to be our trade opportunities for tomorrow. But what we did today, pretty simple. If you look up the 0DT chart, of course, off of open, we ended up having this, let's see, where are we, 930. We ended up getting back up with this 10 SMA. I was looking for a reclaim to take, which didn't end up happening until maybe this 940 or 945 candle. Didn't get my entry. It moved too much by the time I was looking for the entry, so I didn't enter there. But what I did do was, where did I take the reclaim at? I think I ended up taking a reclaim up in here at 1035. I was very confident in us taking out the lows one more time, and yeah, at 1040 ended up shorting here on this reclaim above the 10 SMA. We started, closed above, got in right here. I ended up getting stopped on this for like 15-20 points on this little wick lower, and then I got back in and we caught 125 points on that move lower. So net like 100 points on that trade. That was the only thing I called out in the Discord. And then obviously that kind of pushed us up into that daily 50 area. We saw a pullback on this chart. This was a 50 dip I was not buying, just not something you want to be taking with where we're at on the higher time frames. Just not a high conviction trade at that point. So yeah, we lost the 50 here, cross negative. Obviously 30-minute is still trading bearish, so this is not a trade you're taking. If anything, to go long today, you wanted to see the calls cross, which ended up happening in the afternoon. And if we flip to the calls real quick, this is such a choppy cross. I mean, if you tried taking this, you'd have got chopped to death. I tried taking it at this 50 dip, honestly, right in here. We ended up getting this pullback. I told Discord that it just looks too good not to pass up. The 50 was curling. I'm going to show you the exact screenshot, but it was just a super low risk entry. I mean, we were so close to the 50, and the risk is super small in this. I mean, it was worth taking. If there was going to be a move to the upside, it was going to be off of this cross. And this is what we ended up looking like right here. I mean, look at this. This 50 was curling so nice. This looked so good. 50 curling up. We're at the major support here on the calls. I mean, if we're gonna pump, it's gonna be from this 50, and eventually I got initial like 60 points off of it, and then it kind of chopped around, and eventually we started to break below the 50, so I ended up exiting the rest like right around even. So yeah, we caught a 60-point trade off of that. That wasn't really an alert in the Discord. I just said I was long because of this. I mean, I was kind of done alerting for the day, but gave that in the Discord. Got around like 65 points, and then trimmed half at the 10 SMA when we got this pop up in here. We popped up to this 10 and I'm trimming half just because this is the make or break spot. So I wanted to de-risk a little bit, take some profits off the table and lock it in. And yeah, you can see we just chopped back and forth in this 50. And then once we started to break below here, I got out. And yeah, it was like right around my entry point. So wasn't any harm done on the rest I had. And we just chopped around the rest of the day. And obviously in a close, I think we got a pretty fat nuke. So that's what we did today. That's how you could have read these charts and played them. I mean, there was only that reclaim in the morning. I wanted to get an entry, so maybe you could have taken an entry there. Not saying that was like an invalid trade, but you could have taken the 10 reclaim in the morning. I just didn't. It was a pretty volatile morning, and also we got a pretty big move before I could get my entry points. So didn't go in that, but it was a valid opportunity. 10 SMA reclaim that we ended up taking, valid trade right there. Got 125 points, and then the call cross. That call cross would have been your loser. It was just very, very choppy. After seeing this kind of price action right here, I mean, you could have just said, not going to trade because it was very, very choppy. I just really like this entry right here. Super low risk. If we start to break below 50, I'm just going to exit for like 10, 15 points probably on NQ. And if we hit on it, it's a big trade, which obviously was kind of in between. We got like 60 points. We hit the first target here at the 10, trimmed half, and then obviously we end up losing the 50. So yeah, those are your opportunities for the day. Again, I would not be taking the negative cross on the put side. That's just not a trade you want to be taking. For your conviction on the long side, you wanted to call cross, which obviously it was just a bit of a choppy mess that went on when trying to take that. But yeah, that's what we did today. Like I said, this 30-minute chart is going to be your pretty much key going into the rest of the week on where we're going to go and what happens. So this chart guides you the right way when it comes to trading the 0DT chart. Based on this chart today, I knew I wasn't going to be taking a negative cross on the puts. I was open to taking a call cross because we did have room to drop, but obviously that didn't end up playing out. It's not the most high conviction trade when you're playing a cross in the opposite direction of the higher time frames, or not the higher time frames, of the 30-minute trend. Again, the only reason that I would have given it, a green light was because we hit those massive resistances here. We hit the 4-hour, hit the daily. 4-hour chart here is looking pretty bearish. I'm not gonna lie. If this goes and crosses, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this daily 50 break. So yeah, I mean, we already got a couple of rejections here initially, but maybe this time we're gonna go up and cross and break above this 50, which I would love to see that, because if we just continue to dump, that'll make it much easier, or not really much easier, it'll just be really easy to trade. 5 minute having the trend on the 0DTs, it's a very simple plan each day. And yeah, tomorrow, like I said, you want to be favoring the downside. As long as we're above this 50. If we cross negative on this tomorrow, if there's a big gap up or a big move tomorrow and we lose the 50, okay, then I'd be open to taking some longs. But we're going to have a lot of areas that we have to get through. I mean, look at this. We have the 1-hour 50 that's all the way down here. We have the 2-hour 50 all the way down in here. So for me to get actually really bullish and expect a solid reversal and having some trend to the upside, we would need to start crossing negative on the 2-hour, on the 1-hour, and on the 30-minute, because until these break, we're going to keep trending lower. And that's a great thing about the system. It tells you exactly what's going on. If we start to lose those major supports and cross negative, we're going to see the move higher. If we continue to just hold this 50, you know where to focus on the downside. So makes it really easy in determining what trades you want to be taking. So tomorrow I'm going to be mainly focused on the downside. Those are going to be your best opportunities, and probabilities that are going to play out is going to be to the downside since this 30-minute chart is crossed. So yeah, that's the game plan for tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join the Discord down below. That's where I'm at all day, every day. The place to be if you want to learn. I'm out. Peace.